Welcome to the Rugs to Riches show. Grab a drink and get comfortable. The live show is about to start.
Oh, I was jamming out, bro. What'd you do that for?
I know, my bad. I can't just keep the music playing. We got a show to put on for everybody. What is going on, Elephant Money Herd? We got SK in the house. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up?
Man, have you guys ever heard that Blade intro, the right before the bloodbath? That we need to get that sound going. That was yeah.
Never heard that one.
No. I'm a little old, so that's probably that was probably when AG was like 10.
Yeah, that's old school.
Yeah, I'll have to.
What movie is that from?
Blade with
yeah.
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, man.
So SK, where are you at right now? Every time I watch your videos, all I see is black screen.
Yeah, I'm in Hawaii, just chilling on the beach right now. I got the noise cancellation so you can't hear the waves and the bay.
Are you
This is
really?
all good. No, I'm in California just chilling.
It's close enough.
Yeah, right.
Closer than I am. We're in Florida. I think Goldwyn's in Florida. I don't know your background.
Wait, aren't y'all getting hit with like a freeze or something out there? Or some
is
crazy
cold.
weather? Okay,
It's not bad. No, not in Florida.
Okay.
I think it was a high of 69. My favorite temperature.
Jed's favorite number as well.
Yeah. Hey, AG, it was your birthday. Did you get some 69 action yesterday?
Oh gosh.
No, unfortunately. I'm getting too old for that crap. Never.
Dang. Hey, happy belated birthday, man. I missed that.
Thanks.
Dang.
Yeah, I was surprised to see a couple people in the chat, say happy birthday. I'm like, how'd you even know? But then Goldwyn spilling the beans over there.
Yeah, Goldwyn putting out all your data, your private stuff.
That's cool to know that you shared the birthday with Futures, though. I didn't realize that Futures came out on your birthday last year.
I didn't know that either. That's news
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah,
No.
yesterday.
Futures
Yeah,
came out on
yes.
the first?
Yeah, Futures came out was 1 year yesterday, right? SK?
Yes, it was.
Speaking of futures, what was going on with that big long AMA, I guess, on Telegram with BT? I jumped in probably the last, 45 minutes. It was going on for a while.
The final 45 minutes, meaning you missed the first 2 hours and 15 and the meat and potatoes of it all.
Pretty much, yes. I got a 9 to
Dude.
5, so I missed a lot.
Yeah, that's when you got to just like pop that up like a podcast and listen. But no, I mean, a quick summary of it is buy elephant. That's it. You don't need to even listen to it now.
I mean, SK's just been telling us after the last year, like every AMA he's ever done is always like, buy elephant, buy elephant, buy elephant. So I don't know why all of a sudden everybody's like, why is this a new concept? We're like, drain the LPs.
Yeah, it's all about draining the LPs. I mean, even the AMA string that I did before in the past, I always like if it's a 1 hour AMA, it's like 40 minutes of Bertha and Elephant Token. Like that's the main takeaway. Get that, not financial advice. Figure out the rest later. That's how it always goes. That's how it should be.
So how did you find Elephant? How'd you get into it?
Actually this month 3 years ago is when I was tipped off about my first DeFi protocol called Bankroll Flow, and it was on the Tron chain. And I was just amazed at the concept. Really, I'm like, what is this 1% a day, 360? What is this garbage? I'm telling my friend, and then I just plug myself right into it, man. And I start going down the YouTube rabbit hole and like finding out all about this DeFi stuff and crypto and whatnot. I've always heard of Bitcoin and and Dogecoin was hot at the time, but it was just all of that's just chart watching and stuff. But it was like the idea of DeFi, like put money in, capital's locked, but you earn XYZ. That whole concept threw me for a loop, and I had to learn more about it. And then that's how I discovered Bank Teller and followed him right into the birth of Elephant Money.
So when you first got into crypto, you didn't buy Bitcoin at first?
No. I think the very first thing, I hate to admit this, the very first thing I ever bought was Dogecoin on Robinhood.
What?
Yeah, man. Like it was all the hype at my job and stuff, and people just wouldn't shut up about it. I even had friends from around the world texting me about it. I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. And then that was just a bunch of nonsense. And but it got me thinking about, investing and portfolio building and whatnot. And then that's all I thought crypto was for a second there. Like just, oh yeah, hopefully you buy low and sell high. But then you get this whole other half of DeFi, and it's just like, oh yeah, okay, DeFi model and ROIs and all this crazy lockup capital. It was so cool, but it blew my mind, and that's how I fell in love with DeFi.
Did you get into stocks beforehand or no?
Yeah, I was into stocks. I still hold several, but it's just one of those things. Just like chart watching and trading. It's just I don't care.
Yeah.
That's just boring to me.
Yeah, it is. It's very boring. I started off doing with stocks, and I was so excited when I got like a 10% gain on a penny stock, and then it'll go to zero or whatever, or just crash. And then I got into crypto from this guy over here. Oh no, over here.
That guy, yeah.
that guy. So
Yeah.
Bitcoin was my first, and then Ethereum, and then it went to the top 20 altcoins, and then Elephant was my first DeFi project that I got into.
Oh, Elephant was your first DeFi project. Oh crap! You struck gold on discovering that. Then
I did.
Nice.
Yeah, I was super lucky to find it, and I was new, so I ventured out and I put a lot of funds after I got into Elephant, and it worked out so well for me. I was like, oh, let me go try these miners, and that was not a good idea. I lost money quickly off miners.
Oh
yeah. That was the same thing here. I mean, I found Elephant pretty quickly too, and then you always hear diversify.
Mhm.
So I wish I wouldn't have. Like I put, I don't know, a couple $100 billion into drip.
Yeah.
I view it as what's that?
Go ahead.
I was to say that's how I view it. How much Elephant did I lose putting it into these other protocols?
Yeah, that's the unfortunate truth for a lot of people, man. And I remember my very first DeFi protocols as well, besides Bankroll Flow, because to me it was just like a whole open sea of different things to try. It's like, oh man, does all this stuff work like Bankroll Flow? Okay, here's this thing. It locks you up for 30 days, but you get 300% back at the end of 30 days. Okay, let's try that. Then it dies 7 days later, and it's just all these Ponzi's. You just take your licks in crypto, and just all part of the learning experience.
So I got into this miner. You might have heard of it. It's called Eternity Chain or something like that. It's on the Crow network.
No, never heard of that one. I mean, there's so many damn miners. There's literally thousands of copy paste miners, and some of them get lucky and last like 3 months. But other than that, they're all trash.
I was following this influencer on YouTube who talked about it, and I got on it. I'm not going to name his name because.
Oh, is it me?
It's you.
Oh, it's me. Oh, I know what you're talking about on Crow. Okay. The name of it was Eternity Earn or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nope. That was when I was still, dumb in crypto.
Yeah. Well, we all have to learn some way.
It's okay. None of us got money on that one. That's all right.
Yeah. No, all that stuff. And Chronos Chain really just like tanked completely, man.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was looking into it just a few days ago, wondering if I should buy some Crow because I think it was like right around 10 cents, 11 cents, something like that. I'm like, oh man, this thing could go back to $1 in the next bull market. But I'm like, you know what? I don't know. I'm just going to stay away from those type of I don't know.
Yeah, it very well could. I mean, I've heard some good things coming to
I'm sure
Kronos
it
and
will.
whatnot. Yeah, I mean, the bull's gonna pump everything, including Kronos, but yeah, just never mind.
Yeah.
Pass.
So my theory on this is that I should stock up on once you hit your elephant bag, your goal or whatever. I'm going to stock up on B&B and then start funnel that into futures as the B&B price goes up. That way, I could buy it real cheap right now, and instead of throwing it into futures right away, I'll wait for it to go up $100. Then I'll be able to put more into futures at that point for less of my own personal money.
Yeah,
I don't
that's a
know.
good
Yeah,
What do you
idea.
yeah.
think about that?
Not a bad play. I mean, B&B's super bullish, honestly. I mean, just with the dark cloud that's gone now,
Mhm.
I plan on some of my future claims being held in B&B too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Looking at the charts, a lot of the L1s have already popped and gone up that 30, 40, 50%. BNB still isn't. It's still, it's still like 10% up from its all-time low, or not all-time low, but it's bear market low. It's so crazy.
So I've had like 3, maybe 4 different strategies with the elephant ecosystem. And the reason I have 3 or 4 different strategies is because the ecosystem keeps changing. So, what is your personal strategy, if you don't mind me asking?
Let me see if I still got it up on a screen share here, but essentially this portfolio, this graphic, I don't know if this was made by Mike Dre or whoever. Shout out to the herd member, whoever made this. It's fantastic. And let me look at it here, but if I had to guess which one mine looks like, it's probably this aggressive growth one right here. So I've got majority of my stuff in elephant token, followed by a pretty equal split of NFT and futures. But that's what mine looks like. I think you can never go wrong with having the elephant token, as long as you got the stomach for the volatility that's, going to be inevitable.
Mhm.
You look at all the ingredients that go into the supply shock with a large and increasing sized Bertha, and then all we got to do is drain the LPs, and then bingo, you got your third parabolic run for a third year in a row.
Mhm.
That's going to be incredible. Futures, I probably actually have less in futures than NFTs. I've always been a little less bullish on futures, but for some people they like that calculative thing, and now with the variable rate, it is what it is. But this is going to pop off, and this is a great long-term hold. But I mean, this isn't for aggressive growth if you're all in on futures or heavily into futures over the others.
Yeah. So, my goal with the elephant ecosystem is to eventually use that as my income, replace my income that I have now, and live off of that. Um, I don't know if that's possible or not, but I'm hoping futures pays out for a
Yeah.
long time.
No,
Yeah.
same here. I think that a lot of people want to replace their income with futures or use their divs to diversify into other parts of the ecosystem or even outside of the ecosystem and then bring those profits home. Futures has that calculative approach to it, which is nice. But, people that are expecting to ROI within a year. I mean, okay, yesterday's the birthday for futures, and what, maybe 15 wallets out of 3,100 have ROI'd.
Mhm.
And, they didn't do that on a 3-to-1 schedule. They did that with like aggressively
Yeah.
growing at the beginning and then dropping their accounts, basically, their total value. But long term, yeah, futures is going to be fantastic. It's just one of the many printers that are going to be. But, for me, I know that one of my strategies is NFTs. Like, so I've been watching that marketplace like a hawk, and it is amazing the value proposition that is the NFTs. I know it's a hard sell for a lot of people right now because they look at the APR and they're just like, yeah, that doesn't even make sense, and it's low. It's just it's the same exact thing that happened with the elephant token years ago when it first launched. For the first 8 months, people were like, why am I holding this elephant token? I'm not getting reflections. This doesn't make sense. And then before you knew it, it popped off, and everyone's like, oh, I can't get enough elephant token. Oh my God. And then NFTs are going to be the exact same way, man.
That's exactly when AG and I started, when it was going.
We got in right after the
La, 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 la. NFTs, baby.
yeah, we got in probably the first pullback after the first run up.
Yeah. We got right after the
Wait,
the
after y'all got in 2022?
yeah.
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
got in
Oh.
about 2 or 3 weeks before the exploit is when we got in.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
gotcha.
about
Yeah,
3
because the
weeks.
NFTs were a full year after that.
Mhm.
Oh
Yeah.
no, we were
Oh,
talking about the first run up of the of the token.
yeah.
Oh, that when it was
Yeah.
going on. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a
It
fun time, man. But it was
it
a
was fun,
concept
man.
proven true.
I remember with the first time that I go out to my buddy's house and I'm like telling him all about elephant. I'm like, you need to buy this. It's like, I don't know, lunchtime. I pull out my phone, I'm showing him where the price is. I look at it and it just tanks immediately. Like as soon as I pull out
Oh,
my phone, I'm like, oh, this ain't right. What's going on there? The guy's like, oh, I don't know. So I called Goldwyn up. I was like, what's going on, dude? Why is the price tanking 90%? And we jumped on and the magic of BT comes on and says, this is the best buying opportunity of your life, And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'll sell some Cordano and double my position. And
yeah.
I ended up tripling my position actually
Yeah.
because the price was so
No.
low. And it was good. And then ever since then, the way BT handled himself and fought, it sold me on the protocol. I'm like, all right, this isn't no pump and dump or rug pull. He's here to fight, and I'm like, I'm putting my money where I believe it's going to be, in the right hands. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
but
kind of how I equated it too, because AG and I started at the literal peak of that first run up, and our goal was 10 billion, because you at that
Mhm.
time reflections were going bananas, and so we're like, okay, if we have 10 billion, our reflections would be, I forgot what it
Mhm.
was, 5,000 a year, or maybe it was a little bit more than that or whatnot. And so when the exploit happened, we surpassed our goal by, I think we hit 30 or 40 billion right at the bottom there.
I think we
And
had like
then
8 billion total at the beginning.
yeah.
Our goal
Oh,
was 10. I
wow.
And
think we were at 8.
Yeah.
so
Then
so in
within like
Discord I
24
kind of
hours, we went to 40 billion. Worked out good.
yeah, so in Discord I kind of tell that too, the people that got in on the second all-time high. I said, listen, you're still here. You held. I said, now is the time to buy. We've hit, theoretical bottom. We know it can still go down. I said, but look at everything. This is where you DCA, where we were at the top and how much did you want then? Well, now you can get in and 3x your position for less than what you put in to begin with. I
Mhm.
said, so, yeah, it sucks for all of us that the price went down, but now it's better because now we can all diversify or not diversify, but all we can, we can all get more.
DCA. Yeah.
Yeah, we can,
No, I mean
you know,
that's a lot of how it was at the first run up for me, and you got to put that non-financial advice disclaimer out there. But when you believe in the tokenomics and see that it actually worked, like that's the biggest takeaway for me on the exploit. That time frame, to me, that was a concept proven true of something that we have not seen before. In fintech or DeFi, like the way that it happened. And then you started having all those Dune charts coming out, and you really dive into exactly how it happened. And then it just painted such an easy narrative
Mhm.
for, hey, we can do this again. Like it's easier than you think. And even today, it still rings true. But yeah, that was an incredible time for a lot of people to DCA. And, man, the FUD was thick at that time too. I'm
It
sure you
was.
guys saw it
That
for
was one of
months
the
and
reasons
months.
when BT was going at it with Forex, I would listen to those guys go at it, and BT, it made the way he spoke and the way he fought for the ecosystem against Forex, who was dissonant and all the drippers out there. They were it, he came off to me like he doesn't care about making money or getting rich. What he cares about is leaving a legacy.
Yep.
And that's what I felt like, okay, this is where I'm putting my money. This guy's in it for the long haul. He's gonna make it work. He's gonna make it, come back again. So and sure enough, it
And
did.
sure enough, it did. I mean, a lot of people just gotta, sift through the noise and the chatter, and like, you got a lot of manufactured FUD out there, and you're gonna have like, the camps of people who don't like BT or whatever. But at the end of the day, when you truly understand what drives this guy, and you understand that his heart is in the right place and he's not a nefarious actor, I mean, that passion that you see on these arguments he has with whoever or Forex, like that's what you saw through the crap, and you saw him for what he really believes in. And I think that's one of the most compelling things for Elephant Money overall, is that you have a leader, a founder, a dev who's not going to give up, who's not just going to rug pull and walk away. We have that, and we can rally behind it.
Yeah, that's what I loved about it. So,
What
what is your prediction for the next 30 days? You think we're gonna have something's gonna come in and kickstart us? Because right now it feels like we're just treading water.
Yeah, we're just treading water. No, I don't think anything's going to happen in the next 30 days. I think we just crab along the chart sideways like we have been. The biggest pump we're likely to see would only come from BNB. That coin price going up. And that's because we're the number 3 holder, which is fantastic. But, we've got 31 trillion tokens to drain out of the LPs. It's going to be a little bit before that third parabolic run happens, but it's like I always say, it's inevitable. It doesn't matter the time frame, it's the fact that it's inevitable. And people want to be moon boys and hope that it happens sooner than later. I mean, we all do, but the fact that in 2 months time the protocol turns 3 years old and it's achieved and overcome every negative thing you could throw at it, just speaks to that Lindy effect that BT always talks about, which we're just going to keep surviving and thriving. The flats is where the chart resides. These accumulation zones are fantastic for not only the end user and participant, but for Bertha as well. And it's only a matter of time before that switch gets flipped, and then we're singing up a parabola just like the first go round. So I don't know how soon that's going to happen. I firmly believe it will be in 2024. I just can't say it's going to be in 3 months time. It might be 6 months. I mean, this bull run even that we're in, this isn't just a flash in the pan. Like, this is a revolutionary bull run, and this is going to bleed into 2025. BNB has huge upside, and even though we track with BNB at the moment, we've got a supply shocking engine that we know works, and we know we can get there by draining the LPs. So whenever that actually starts to kick in on top of the BNB pump, you're going to have a situation where the elephant token actually leapfrogs everything else. Like right now we're in the flats and everyone's like ho hum and blah blah blah. It's like not looking good. It's just like y'all need to just shut up and chill. Like this system has proven itself time and time again. What makes this right now any different? Because the FUD has been far worse for far longer than anything people think that they see right now. So yeah, exciting times to be here.
Yeah, one of the things that I researched fairly recently and I put in main chat was, everybody attributes the last run up to futures, right? And I get it. Futures was a big part of it, but futures wasn't the only part of it, right? Between May and October last year, the herd removed 58 trillion. The herd itself removed 58 trillion. And who knows how much was sold in that period. So that was 58 trillion net. At that same period, Bertha only gained 40 trillion. But out of that 40 trillion, 8 trillion came from fees from the 58 trillion. And the NFTs attributed at least 7 trillion. So in that time frame, the most that I could reasonably give to futures was 25 trillion going into Bertha. So in that time period of May, it was 6 months. So 24 weeks, the herd took out 58 trillion, besides all the money that they put into futures and the NFTs. So the herd needs to realize that the power's in our hand. I think where we faltered in the last run up is, we were all moon boying and whatnot. And we didn't say, listen, it can still go down. If elephant goes out of the LPs, it goes up. If elephant goes back in the LPs, it goes down. So the benefit that we're going to have on the third run up is that now we teach people, hey, responsible selling, responsible DCA. We're not saying don't ever sell, but we're saying We're saying
so
don't sell trillions at one time.
wouldn't you think the largest holder would have known that already?
Well, I mean, the largest holder only bought in 2 times. They bought at the Liquid Drive event. What is it? The LTE. They bought then, and
Yeah.
they bought the day of the crash. So they only bought in 2 times. 2 times.
Yeah. Okay, but he would have made more money if he would have sold off a little at a time too, wouldn't he?
Why does he care? He made $2.5 million on like, what was the investment? I think it was like 80 grand. So
yeah,
why?
it was like 150K overall for a 2.4 million sellout. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, maybe he needed to buy a house. Maybe he had a $2.5 million option for Tesla. Who the hell knows what he needed $2.5 million for? The big thing is that there was $2.5 million that was available.
Contradicting yourself right now,
I'm doing what?
because you're contradicting yourself. Because right now you're saying we should sell responsible selling, but then you're like, oh, it's okay that he sold everything because maybe he has a house to buy, or
I'm not
Well,
saying it was okay. No,
I mean-
you're misinterpreting my words.
No, I think both are actually kind of true. So I mean, we don't know. For one, you know, I'm not self shaming at all. I'm actually excited that, you know, they made their bread. Congratulations. For all we know, they're gonna go 4x it and then bring it right back. Like we don't know. But Goldwyn is correct in that, you know, the responsible herd members, we do want to teach them to actually not only DCA, but to sell responsibly. And what does that mean? So if you're sitting on a $500,000 bag, you know, and you need 200,000 out of that, you don't take it all out in one go. For one, you're just shooting yourself in your own foot because you're going to lose out on slippage. And for two, you just make a plan to be like, okay, over these next 30 days, I'm going to get my 200,000 by selling 10,000 every other day or something like that. And you stand to lose less on slippage, and then no one panics after the fact too. But yeah,
Well,
no, all really good points.
he sold on pancake. Blah, 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 blah.
Pancake swap. Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So
Right.
what's the benefit of doing that versus on the through the website?
Reflections. So if they, I believe they sold everything on the BNB and the BUSD pairs through Pancake Swap, and when they did that, they paid, you know, their 10% fee that's collected, and half of that fee actually goes into strengthening the LP, the BNB LP pair, and the other half actually just gets reflected, and that's what grows the graveyard. It grows Bertha, and it grows me and you, all of our accounts. So yeah.
So if you were the number one holder,
He is the number one holder now.
No, I wish.
what-
I'm up there,
would
but
you-
I'm not that. Yeah.
Would you have done that, or would you have done it through the website where it all goes straight to Bertha?
So in that hypothetical, if it were me and I had 8 trillion, I most likely would have sold it all through Bertha because I believe in Bertha. Like I believe in that metric that grows her, that causes another supply shock. So if I knew that I could take $2.4 million and flip it someplace and bring it back before the third parabolic run, yeah, I would contribute to Bertha's, you know, feeding in that regard. I mean, for all we know, this person may not even know that Buy with Bertha existed, because like Goldwyn said, they only bought twice, and they probably did it through Pancake Swap, and they're not DCAing. They literally, that, or at least that wallet, didn't have any trunk or futures or anything. So like they probably didn't even know.
I don't get it. I mean, how can you be the largest holder of an ecosystem and not know anything about it?
I mean, he might not have even known he was the largest holder, right? He's probably like, hey, I have 8 trillion. You know, the founder must have more than me. Like he literally,
You have
that
too much-
guy could have. That guy could have bought and forgot about it, and then opened his wallet and went, "Holy crap! I got $2.5 million. I better sell this before it goes to zero."
Yeah, but at the same time, you know, the tell for that, whoever that person is, they bought nearly right after the exploit. So it's not like they're not paying attention.
Exactly.
Like they knew. Like if I were someone who just bought, forgot all about it, didn't know anything about Elephant Money, and I saw that exploit, his first instinct should have been to just dump. But he doubled instead his position from 4 to 8 trillion. So they know about it, but it's still just one of those cases where they're just not of the herd, as BT correctly puts. Like they're not DCAing, they're not shilling this, they're not buying trunk or NFTs. They just did what they did with the token, which is fine. And Bertha grew from it no matter what, even if it was sold on PancakeSwap. But the coolest thing about that giga dump that happened is that there was no panic selling that ensued after that. So all of this sell pressure we've seen for 3.5 months, I think it's reasonable to assume, and this isn't to be fact, but the sell pressure's largely dried up, I would think. Yeah, otherwise, that 8 trillion sell, come on, that would have caused a panic. Oh, the number one seller's out. Elephant money is dying. And everyone would have just panic sold, but it didn't happen. So I think that was actually really cool to see.
So, do you want to hear a theory that I have?
Hit me.
I think the number one holder was BT.
Oh,
And here's my theory. Here's my theory.
Okay, go ahead.
He's got multiple wallets because he claims he's got 500,000 or 500 billion, and that's all he has. Well, that's on the wallet that everyone knows he has. But he's got secret wallets. And he sells this one because he's got to pay for a music festival in July or June. How's he paying for that? Let me get this out of the way. And he's moving to a new house, right?
Here we
Interesting
go.
theory. Interesting
Here we
theory.
go.
Has this come up on a previous show that I missed?
No, I just thought of
It
just now.
hasn't, and now I got to deal with that shit in Discord for the next week. Thanks.
Yep. Hey, your partner just
Oh
said
my
he
God.
thinks it's BT. I can see it
I'm
now
just
too.
stirring the pot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
there's never a dull day at Elephant Money, man. I love it when people stir the pot. But Goldwyn, you want to share your thoughts on that first before me?
Yeah, if I hear about this shit in Discord, I'm totally kicking you in the nuts next time I see you. I'm just saying, fucking be prepared for that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dog.
Oh man. So no, I've seen that theory floated around elsewhere, and to me, it's categorically false. For one, a rare few, a handful, know BT the way that I do, and over years now, over 2 years, I've had a personal rapport with him, and we've kicked it. We've talked about Netflix shows, just whatever, right? And even outside of the voice chats you see in the Elephant Money Telegram, there is such an ethical code to this guy, right? No matter what you think about what he says, this man is governed by ethics. And I think that has evolved even with the 7 years that he's been coding for DeFi, and how things transpired, even with the downfall of bankroll flow, and he had enemies and yada yada. There's just this stronger code of ethics that he's evolved into throughout this Elephant Money ecosystem, to where that's why he named his main wallet, right? He might have multiple wallets, but to be the 8 trillion seller and then to giga dump in that fashion, I don't think he would want to cause that, because even in his public voice notes, he understands the ingredients to supply shock. There's no reason that he would want to kick the can down the road further for supply shock when we're entering a bull run, when the competition is thick and everyone's attention is scattered. There is absolutely zero reason to giga dump an 8 trillion wallet on his behalf when he understands we need to be supply shocking before all the other stuff gets the attention. So that to me is what shoots down that theory entirely. Yeah.
To be clear, I don't believe that's true. That's just
It came out your mouth. It's true.
Don't you lie to the people. We know how you really feel.
if it was true, he probably would have went through buy with Bertha, not through PancakeSwap.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Take that, you haters. That there's the proof that it wasn't him.
So let's.
Oh my god.
Anyone got the elephant chart pulled up?
I got it.
All right, let's jump in here. I want to take a look at it.
I was just zooming in on that area that Goldwyn was talking about, like, because we were in the flats for quite some time right here, all of 2023. And then it wasn't until about May that the LPs had dropped low enough. Bertha was still, being nursed back to health. And then also right around in July is when I started to kick off an AMA tour, like I'm about to do again. And I ran that play all the way through September. And then the sell-offs happened. And then I had to stop doing AMAs because I was just beating down FUD. It sucks. There's never a dull day in crypto, but really anytime there's FUD, I have to end up wasting productive time battling that crap down just before I can talk about like how everything's actually fine and it's been worse. But this was a beautiful run up, and this is once again a concept proven true. And I know you guys have already seen this graphic, but when I look at the last two supply shocks 2 years in a row, the first one was the best because we had a big Bertha, right?
Mm-hmm.
And LPs under 100 trillion. But then in 2023, right, we had a smaller Bertha. She was big, but not what she was. But look at what the herd did. Like we dropped well below 100 trillion in the LPs. Like the herd really did their job and held this down. And we still, I mean, we didn't supply shock in the same fashion that the first go run was, but this was the beginning of that very same supply shock until it got unraveled recently with the whale selling. But what's most exciting to me really is the 2024 upcoming supply shock, because Bertha is basically of size. I think Matthew out there, shout out, he put out that we're only 7% below Bertha's all-time high of 212. So we're within striking distance of that. And all we got to do is drain the LPs. And, we get this to below 100 trillion and we're off to the races again. And this third supply shock will look exactly like the first, which is going to be crazy to witness. But anyway,
yeah, I've been trying to issue a rugs to riches challenge to everybody, because if we do a reverse flipping, like we were so happy when Bertha flipped us, but Bertha flipped us for the wrong reason.
The wrong reasons, yeah.
The herd was selling. The herd sold 75 trillion since October. Right, Bertha's eaten about 33% of that, about 25 trillion. So right now we given her a head start of like 35 or 38 trillion. I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but if we were just to catch Bertha, because now we're gonna buy, which gives Bertha tokens. So if we were just to catch Bertha, it would probably be around that 210 trillion mark. That means we would be back to that 80, 85. 80, 85 trillion. We would be blown through the all-time high. That's not even with help from BNB, right? That's just at current prices.
So, absolutely.
So, the herd needs to realize the power they have, right? Drain the LP and everything rises. If you want futures back to 0.5, drain the LPs. You want your NFTs to have a higher APR, drain the LPs, right? And don't just drain them, hold them, or sell responsibly, right? You sell 1% a day. During that run that SK was just showing you, we were going up 2 to 5% a day. If you would have just sold 1% of your tokens, not only would you have ROI many times over, but you would sell less every single day. So you would actually save more at the end of that run than if you just sold your trillion or whatever,
Yeah. I mean, it's all good to me. I mean, I think right here is where we had the 4 trillionaire sell, and then that really caused the panic dump because you got to remember too, back when May and September we were doing this run up, this was capturing a lot of like new folks, like people that have, Forex is always trash, elephant money, but yeah, you guys are doing good in a bear market. Let me just go buy and listen to an SK AMA. And, you got a lot of those people who just then didn't understand, like they bought in this area. And then when they saw that, they panic sold, because of the 4 trillion whale. And, this was all fine and dandy. It still is to me, because remember, even up here, Bertha was at 175 trillion tokens. And because of that volatility, that's why we're at 198 even right now. It's insane how beautiful that the tokenomics actually work here. This did nothing but strengthen us for the next inevitable run up that we're going to have. And we might, I mean, if I had to zoom out, what would this look like? But we might supply shock again a third time, and there might be a sell off, but the new floor is going to be right here after, the peak up here. It's just going to keep rising. And then go into the flats again, and then keep rising and go into a new flat again. Like that's the beautiful thing about this. People just need to zoom out, because I know all the fudders always want to hit me up and be like, they'll show me an image of just this. They'd be like, yeah, you're just going down. Like, this thing's dead. It's just like, dude, you don't like, that's the thing with the fudders. They don't understand, or they understand, but they just have an agenda to just be, annoying. But yeah, this is beautiful for the ecosystem.
What's the volume right now?
I was asking, zoom out real quick. That's a giant bull flag. That's exactly what that is. I mean, look at that huge run up, and then the descending triangle down. Descending wedge, falling wedge, whatever you want to call it.
I don't know what. Okay, so the volume on this BNB chart, at least, and yeah, Goldwyn, you're right. Huge bull flag, and I mean the trend is still an overall upward thing. That's the main thing. But BNB 77,000. I can pull up the BUSD chart real quick too,
because this
see what that's
volume is what
popping
can
up.
drive new investors to see us, right?
Yeah. Okay. There's been no buys on the BUSD, but it's 37 of sell, which, whatever. Let the people sell. This is great for Bertha. She's getting her cut at the end of the day. Whether people are selling responsibly, for their own not losing out on slippage purposes, or if they giga dump, Bertha gets that cut at the end of the day, and that's the most beautiful thing about it.
Value capture.
Or the BUSD, no one should be using that anyways.
Which one?
Yeah, no one should be, unless for whatever reason the price is lower than BNB by a significant amount.
By like 10%, right? Because there's the tax.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they're, probably 8.5% spread or whatever. You just factor in 8.5 versus the 10%, and then whatever that spread is, just sell wherever. Or buy wherever.
When I jumped into the phone call last week, I heard a part where BT was talking about maybe capping futures to having like whatever, once version 2 comes out, no one new will be able to add a futures account. Do you think that's something that he was just talking off the top of his head, or do you think that's something that's seriously being considered?
No, I don't think it's seriously being considered. He's alluded to something to that effect probably last October, back when Stampede was on the chopping block. And basically the concept is the best way to sunset something is to actually just cut it off from new wallets entering the system. And the current holders say, that's just a liability we'll eat, but they'll get to play the game, all the way through. When he said it most recently, I think he was just responding to all the fudders. Like, you guys just want to keep fudding, then, we could just sunset it, really. But I don't think that's under serious consideration. I think that the health checks he's putting in to keep it more, to keep it variable and dependent on the health of the overall system is the way he's choosing to go. And I think that's the way it's going to stay, honestly.
Yeah, I think that if it does come down to that, I mean, I hope that's what happens. I hope it's just, hey, as of right now, that I turned off the new members page, or whatever you want to call it, and you're just going to ride your wallets out, because then at that point now it's calculatable. That's not a good word for me, because then we'll know what the end result of the liabilities will be over the span of however long it takes everybody to ROI and keep rolling their own system.
Yeah, exactly. Sunsetting it from new wallets is the best way, just because the current people, and once he announces, if he ever did announce the sunset, that's when everyone was like, oh, let me go make 10 wallets real quick in future so then I can get up to my 2.5 million claimed. That's what would happen. But even if that did happen, that's okay, because it's calculated on the liability front. We're still going to go super parabolic. Bertha can still handle that. But that is the better option to do over something like, okay, no new deposits from even existing users, and then like you just drain out your account. Whatever you made is what you made. That would be, in my opinion, the worst case scenario. But it's not even up for consideration now.
Gotcha.
And if you're watching this program, or you're watching it tomorrow, BT has not said this is true. We're just
It's not
speculating.
true. Guys, I'm in the back channel. It's not happening. Y'all need to chill. I already see the fuddy duddies. But SK said, come on, guys. Keep it
AG
in
Crypto,
context.
I got the clip. AG Crypto said we're sunsetting.
Yeah, no, it's not happening.
Yeah, because honestly, that's probably what I would do is open up a few more accounts. Because
that's
feel
what
like,
everybody would do, and that's why if it ever gets decided, I hope it's literally just a button like, boop, guess what? No more new people. Or hey, I tried to start a wallet. Why couldn't I start it? Oh, well, we turned that off, a month ago.
so everyone, I could be totally wrong, but you guys keep saying, it's the reason he would do that, or the reason that would be bad is because it adds more liability to the system. But I feel like that's actually a good thing because you have to invest $200, which goes directly into Bertha, which furthers the price of Elephant, which keeps things going. And yeah, you have to pay out, but there's a cap. You can only take out 2.5 million, but that's calculated also the stuff that you rolled over. So really, you're only taking out maybe 1.25 million out of the system.
Oh,
Am I
yeah.
wrong?
Yeah.
So I feel like I think futures is a must have to keep the cycle going.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, once all the current, phase of fuddy duddies disappear, if you want to bring up my screen share too, but really, I mean, with V8 and the whole 0.2 bonus, even with the decay, like that still ends up amazing. Like you'll be landing if you're doing weekly or every 2 week or even monthly, you're still landing, 0.25 to 0.3 daily returns that you can still grow long term. Futures is like that. But when it comes to the money multiplier, so say, like you said, AG, those $200 comes in. Well, actually, let's say it's like, well, they put in 210 into futures, but 200 actually hits the LPs in Bertha. That $200 ultimately gets multiplied into a value hodled by Bertha of 1,200. And that's only gonna increase in the multiplier effect the bigger that her token count gets. So yeah, someone puts 200 in, but someone else claims out 600. That's fine because Bertha's only selling 600 of the 12 that she got, and that's the magic behind Elephant Money
She
right
might
here.
not even have to sell it if the reserve's full.
Right,
Yeah, I think,
right.
and that's what all these people that I keep listening to in the FUD channel or whatever, they just don't understand that once once we hit that supply shock, Bertha's going to be putting in 1% APR on 500 million and then a billion. That shit's going to add up. And it's the FUD's going to go away. Now, don't get me wrong, right? We all know that because of these changes, we lost people that are just like, no, go fuck yourself, right? And that's fine because new people are going to come in, and when the new people come in, they're going to come in on this new system. So they're going to, I get it, right? I listen to people and I say, I get it. Maybe it wasn't implemented the best, but you know what? It was implemented with the future in mind, right? And if you believe in the ecosystem like I do, then you go back and you look, well, why did I join the ecosystem, or what was my aha moment, right, SK? And
Yep.
that aha moment is the elephant token, right? All you people that are just in futures and you're just whining about that, oh, I don't have my 0.5% anymore. Okay, well, what happens when Elephant does 100x? Well, now you miss that 100x.
Yeah.
I mean, and guess who's going to get the 100x? Bertha. And all of the diamond hand people that are holding and are being mini Berthas.
Yeah. I think DeFi Springs coined that term, but I loved it when he said it. But we are all our very own miniature Bertha. Like we just put the elephant token into our wallets, we hold it out of supply, and that causes a supply shock. And then after you get your 10, 50, 150x, whatever, you just sell less tokens to pull out major profits. Yeah.
I mean, we're still getting reflections as small as they are. We still get those. If you have NFTs, guess what? That's paid out in elephant, right? So that's where those are the things that you can sell in the future. And the people that are like, oh, I'm only getting, 15 cents or 12 cents or 10 cents worth of elephant a day. Well, if Bertha or when Elephant 10X, well, that's $1 a day, retroactive.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's retroactive.
Yeah. That's
So what's
definitely
your
the best way to look at it. Oh, sorry. What was your question?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is your strategy right now? Like, do you have a plan on how to take profits?
Are you talking to
Um,
me?
Talking to SK.
No, I mean, for me, not really, just because I have a day job. I'm not really concerned about, living off of the elephant money protocol. Not until it's well into the mega parabola. So for me, I'm just still in build mode. I'm like eternally in build mode. I just want to get as many NFTs as I can. So I mean, you already see I got 58 right here.
Well, I'm saying like in the future, like let's say 2, 3, 5 years out, is there a point where you start taking profits? Because I mean,
Or
it's
well,
obviously it's got to cross your mind that you're putting this money in for
yeah.
one day to pull out.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of ways to actually take profit in here, and you can just skim off the top. So, I'll give you one example. You know how earlier in this stream you were talking about reflections.
Mhm.
So, fun fact: if somebody aims for and gets 100 billion tokens, and buy with Bertha eventually goes away, and it goes back to the 10% model that feeds the graveyard because you want that liquidity
Mhm.
strengthening event of the graveyard rebalance. But in the future, when that happens, a 100 billion bag, and let's say it's valued at $1 million, you cross that threshold, you held for 2 years, whatever it is. Well, based on historical data, the amount of volume that's happening in and out of the token, you can reasonably expect something around a 5% APR of reflections alone. So when you think of it that way,
Mhm.
and 100 billion tokens, 5% of that ends your year with 105 billion tokens. Well, those 5 billion tokens of reflections that you could sell, that's $50,000, right? So if someone wants to get 100 billion without ever dipping below that principal, they can sell 5 billion a year and end up with $50,000 minimum at a $1 million bag. So that right there, that's skimming off the top. That right there is a calculative, uh, you know, passive income that you can kind of bank on, let alone from trunk futures and NFTs that are feeding your passive income too. So I think you build your bags now and you prepare for a future year where you do want to calculate how much you need to live off of for a month, and you just make sure that your portfolio size is conservatively such that you can just live off of the reflections.
So that's your plan, is
Yeah,
to
that's my plan.
live
I
off
want to
of
I want to choose a minimum amount of elephant token and never dip below that unless there's an emergency. But I want to live off of the reflections alone, just on the elephant bag. But
Mhm.
hey, I got futures and trunk and NFTs feeding too.
So
So
I've said this on the show before on previous ones, but so right now my goal was to I've already hit it, 150 billion. That was my goal to get to 150 billion. If we 50x, which I think when I first said it, it was only like a 40x that we needed to do. Now I think it's a 50x. That I
yeah,
should have about $3 million, and I was going to sell a third, which would be 50 billion. Leave me with 100 billion, and I'll take that 50 billion, sell it to $1 million, put some in a futures account, buy some NFTs, and then take the rest and go have fun with life. So,
yeah.
that is my plan, and of course, live off of the reflections at that point. So I'd have 100 billion left over for retirement, futures coming in plus NFT reflections, and have a nice big bag that I had, after selling that.
I bet if you do that on your birthday, you'll get a BJ. I'm just
Oh
saying.
god. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh. Yeah,
maybe,
y'all are
hopefully.
wild.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe,
cross
maybe.
the fingers.
I
Gotta have
mean,
$1
I
million
mean,
dollars.
I
not
saw that AG was empty there. I saw him tipping up his. I'm drinking
It's
vodka and
empty.
cran. What are you drinking on today, SK?
right now I got a gin and a tonic. I knew how you guys roll, so I had to make me a little drink.
Elephant happy hour, baby. Gotta have a
Yeah,
drink.
man. Gotta do it. It's been a long day at work, and then I just had an awesome AMA with Scott the Investor. Should be coming out tomorrow, but that was actually a really good AMA. I hope you guys enjoy that one. But
Nice.
but before I wanted to stick on that point. So if it were me, AG, and selling the 50 billion, not financial advice, but I wouldn't even do that. I would hold elephant money for dear life. And it's because of this supply adjusted number. And I only say that because, while you hold on to that 150 billion or whatever and you DCA more, my strategy too is I'm trying to build everything else out in the ecosystem. So I want that passive income from not only futures, but NFTs and then Trumpet. I want to get it to such that I can live off of all of that and never even touch the elephant token. And that's mainly because the upside here, you're looking at a $12.94 Bitcoin. So what's the current price of Bitcoin, guys? Is it like 40,000 right now?
I think it's going at 40,000.
So you divide that by 12.94 and you're talking about a 3,000x that you're looking at on your elephant bag. So if your 150 billion cost right now $50,000, this times 50,000 is multiple $100 million bag. That if you can hodl long enough, you can land that theoretically whenever we hit the viral adoption and everything in the future. That's why the supply adjusted price exists.
So how are we going to get to that viral adoption? I mean, we've got to be, spreading the word, and I feel like we've been trying and trying. Like literally, the whole reason I started a YouTube channel is to try to spread the word of elephant. So I'm doing everything I can do.
Yeah.
I mean, is there something that I don't know? There's a marketing fund. Where's all that money going for the marketing fund?
So I think a lot of that is just setting up for what 2024 is going to be, like more presence at these conventions, more AMAs and NFTs getting into the hands of these lounges and different YouTubers. I'm talking about like the outside YouTubers, not us. We're kind of in-house, right? But all of that's building towards that and the eventual Elephant Money Foundation. I think that we just continue the same path. Like, even though we've organically grown for 3 years, look at who we've picked up organically. Like, I'm talking the likes of not only you guys starting a channel, but look at Elephant Money Herd. Homeboy came out of nowhere, right?
Mm.
And he's banging that drum of elephant money with mathematical facts that rhetoric cannot beat. And, he's going through some stuff right now, and his family's got some medical things. So he's a little bit behind the scenes right now. But we picked that up organically. We picked up DeFi Springs organically. That's not something marketing dollars can buy, right? It just takes literally the each one teach one, and you strike a nerve with a certain group or a certain somebody, and then they roll into the fold and they're believers. That, to me, is the best growth. And even just by doing that for 3 years, look at what we've accomplished on the chart. Having beat Bitcoin and Ethereum for 2 years straight. Like, that's incredible. Marketing dollars are not. So, yeah.
Well, I think it just takes one thing. We don't know what that match will be. It could be one of your little, elephant shorts that literally just goes viral because some influencer's like, hey, check out this thing. What was that? I mean, do you remember that stupid the floss dance?
Yeah.
Do you know how that started?
How?
Okay, it started because a skinny little white kid, his sister said, "You can't dance." And he's like, "Sure, I can." And he did the floss with his backpack on. And it started because a influencer literally wrote, they shared it and said, "White people being white," and it went bananas, and it became the cat's meow. And that kid got a multi-million-dollar backpack sponsorship.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because he was called the Backpack Kid. That was his name. And so he got sponsored by JanSport or whichever backpack got the highest bid. But you never know. You never know what's gonna be that spark. It could be one of your shorts. It can be, who knows?
So
Yeah,
what happens
who knows? Oh, go ahead.
What was that? The YouTuber, the last female YouTuber that BT hired for
Fire Hustle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fire Hustle.
Is she still doing stuff, or is she like out of
Yeah, she's on the back burner for that. So that's one of those things where there's an agreed upon budget, and BT wanted to at least wait until all the updates were finished before we bring her back in, because she did a great job on that first
Yeah, she
video.
did.
Yeah, and it's a 3-month deal, so we still got month 2 and 3 to unleash whenever that time comes.
Okay. So do we have any other influencers that he's reached out to?
No, not
I mean, because isn't the
only.
minimum budget's pretty big though, isn't it? Isn't it like 40,000 a month or something?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of the one reaching out to some of these influencers, and I mean, I know you've seen those videos where like a guy has, I don't know, 500,000 subs, but then you watch the video and yeah, it gets 8,000 views, but there's only like 50 likes on it. Like those are just like botted, nothing, they're paid for, and then it did nothing for us kind of thing. That's the non-organic growth that you want. So I think he's shying away from that and focusing more on like the grassroots movement and like convention appearances and stuff. I think the Bitcoin 2024 one is going to be a really major one as far as having a booth and exposure.
So, I mean, what's your expectation for the Bitcoin conference / Elephant music festival?
The music festival. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be the first of its kind. It's going to be really cool to see. But
I mean, is it going to happen if we just tread water?
Yeah, I mean, the convention's still going to happen. And I mean, define treading water. Like accumulation zones staying in the flats are fantastic. And
well, it is for people that are, long-term holders. But I mean, the reason we didn't do it last year is because he wanted to wait until, things really started pumping. We needed to have something to celebrate. That was what his line was, his quote.
Dude, it's July. That's like 90 days from now. The last parabolic run was in 45 days.
I know, but I asked SK earlier, and he said nothing really is going to happen in the next 30 days.
He doesn't know.
No, I mean, like, dude, you're sounding like a moon boy. Like, you have some patience. Like, the tokenomics are working exactly like they're supposed to, bro. And okay, when you see the AMA tomorrow, even with Scott the investor, the man will tell you that, like, dude, the narrative of Elephant token being 3 years old with as much liquidity as it has and as much resilience that it's had throughout all the thick and thin, that sells itself. Eventually people catch on to that if they actually have a brain, right? And after maybe they get wrecked on Bonk or wherever they're at, they'll pick up on this eventually. So we just keep running the same play, and then BT will share more about where those marketing dollars are coming for the year 2024. But it's all going to happen in time, and influencers that are of the herd will be brought into the fold. Like, I could talk to Fire Hustle, and she's all about elephant money. She loves it, but she needs payment for it. She doesn't make stuff for free because she has an editing team. But just talking to her, she believes in the vision, just like Scott the investor. But the people with 500,000 views and like 50 likes, I mean, they're not of the herd. They don't give a damn. They just want their money and move on. So we don't want that. And frankly, we don't want call channels either. Like, we don't want these people that, drive these other shit coins into massive pumps just to dump. Like, those people are just in it to be in and out. You don't want to follow the same marketing plays as these other coins, just because, where do they all end up at the end of the day?
Yep. Rug pull.
Yep. Or just trash in the dumps.
So help me understand, because I'm excited about this summer about going to the Bitcoin conference and the Elephant Festival.
So you're going, confirmed. You got your tickets.
I don't have my tickets yet because I don't know what we're doing. Like, no one's
You
talking
should just go just to go and wear an Elephant Money t-shirt, baby. What are you talking about? Just go there and rep it.
Plan. We're going to have a Rugs to Riches t-shirt with a big elephant logo on the back. It's going to be nice.
Yeah. But okay, so sorry. What was your question?
That was my Nashville symbol.
Oh, that's your Nashville. I thought you were giving me a thumbs down. I'm like, why? You don't want to go?
Yeah, I'm going because you're paying for my ticket. You already told me you were.
I did. Do you have
Yeah.
that recording? I don't think
I have it on text. I will screenshot it.
I.
No.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, we're gonna carpool
Yeah.
up there. We're gonna record the whole thing, make it a
Yeah.
nice, interesting thing. We're gonna have put some videos out of us, checking out the herd, meet and greets, saying hello to
Yeah.
BT
Yeah.
and you.
Picking up,
Hopefully meet you in person.
Hey, maybe.
We're gonna pick up Zach DeFi Springs on the way up. Shout out. He's partying
gonna
in
be
New
our
York.
Uber driver.
He couldn't make. Yeah, he is. We're gonna pay his Uber fees.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of time before you land that one super influencer or whale group or actual businessman that wants to put profits in here. Like the narrative is so easy to sell. Like I can't tell you. I mean, I know I make the AMAs sound easy or whatever, but the narrative, we have everything we need to sell this. Like if you get someone's attention and you're talking to them in person at a convention and they are a high net worth individual connected to other HNWs, bro, like it sells itself. Like there's no other protocol that can tote a 3+ year history with a token that has dominated Bitcoin Ethereum for 2 of those years in a bear market, and then BNB is going to pump us up. Oh dude, it's an incredibly easy narrative. That's why I'm happy you guys do what you do, and that every volunteer puts out what they do, because people need to be copying what us influencers say so that they can teach each one teach one properly. Basically, just mimic what I'm saying. Like, I mean, people can start up YouTube videos or whatever. I've inspired a number of people. They ain't coming out with funny voices and all that, but it's still awesome to hear that, they want to, teach this beautiful protocol to their family.
Hey, AG has the little guy too.
Oh yeah, I'll beat his ass. Where's he at? Where's he at?
Bring it on, bitch.
Oh, it's like that. All right. No, it's awesome, man.
One, too.
No, it's all good. Like, no one can do it like I do it, but it's fun.
You're the master at that. I can't do it.
It's super fun, man. I swear I really don't run around with a bunch of voices in my head.
So you don't have to go into details, but what do you do for a living?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Like I'm in sales. So, and then Goldwyn, he's in gay porn. So that's what we do. I'm in
Wow.
sales. he's in gay porn.
Wow. Goldwyn,
Am I
that's how
wrong?
you bought
Am
your
I wrong,
100
Goldwyn?
billion. Dang, you make
This
money,
whole time
son.
I've been lying to me.
I mean, I get BJ's on my birthday.
Wow. No, that's awesome. I mean, I work a day job. I got my bachelor's science degree in engineering, and I've been in the rat race for like 13 years. But I'm pretty much like a manager, if you will, of a quarry. So we handle rocks that we blow up. Yeah, I blow shit up. And we then crush the rock, and then we sell the sized aggregate out to concrete companies, road construction work. Like that's how you get your buildings, that's how you get your asphalt and your roads. So yeah, I'm in the mining sector. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, it's pretty cool. I work with a lot of great people, all of which now are in Elephant Money. So it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I was curious about that because I'm like, man, you got a great voice. You know how to portray or tell a story and push elephant really well. So I didn't know if you were in marketing.
Oh
or,
yeah, thank you.
studio
No,
or
I mean, I remember being like in high school and stuff. Like if I'm really passionate about something, so let's just take an arbitrary topic. Let's like iPhone versus Android or whatever. Which do y'all use, by the way? I'm iPhone.
Android.
You're both Android. Okay, so
No. I'm Apple.
You're Apple. Oh,
That's
okay.
why I said he's in gay porn.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I mean,
no, but you want to defend yourself, Goldwyn, before I go on.
Whatever, they make money.
Either way, man. Either way. So take that topic, for example. If I'm passionate about the iPhone, I will study everything there is to know about the iPhone. And yeah, I'm debating an Android user, but I will shit all over you, bro. You cannot out debate me. So I've always been told that I've had like this salesman, I don't know, talent or whatever, but I never translated that into, my engineering degree. I never gone into sales, even though some people just have a natural talent at that thing. And I think this is just my God-given talent. And that's why I think this is my calling too. Like I found something that I'm passionate about, which is DeFi and elephant money. And I just have a natural knack at being able to speak and have the right voice inflection and humor or whatever it may be. But it's just a natural thing that I gravitate towards. I don't know.
Nice. Yeah. Well, you do a great job. Not a good job.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, you can't learn this in school. I'll tell you that.
So, if there was one thing you had to change about elephant ecosystem, what would that be?
I would remove BT and make me the head founder dev. Just give me like 7 years to learn everything. No, I'm kidding. Well, what would I change about elephant money? Like tokenomics wise, or just anything? What do you mean?
Like, would you bring back one of the old protocols like farms, or would you come up with a new idea? Like, would you say, okay, well, for 2024, we need to come out with something new to grab people's eyes, or would you? I don't know. Like anything that you would change that if you had total control?
No. I honestly, I love the way that it's kind of unfolded. Really, like whether BT wants to lob hand grenades into whatever voice note that he does, or people just take it the wrong way. Honestly, miracles come out of that chaos, no matter how you slice it. And like even the exploit, for example, that was a miracle in disguise because the narrative is we outlived that. We had a gut punch of epic proportions that literally would have caved any other protocol, or they launched a V2, yet we didn't have to do that because we're a deep liquidity juggernaut. No, I wouldn't change. I wouldn't change anything. I think the ecosystem as it stands right now works perfectly. And things outside of my control, which is how much virality that it actually gets. Like for us to go viral, that's not something I could change, but it would be cool. I mean, everyone wants it sooner than later, but I rest content in the fact that it's inevitable anyway because the tokenomics work the way they do. So no, I don't think I would change anything. What about you guys?
So I would bring back farms, and instead of because that was a big part of my strategy at one time, but I didn't realize that we were minting Trunk out of thin air. I thought Treasury was buying Trunk off the open market, off Pancake, and giving that as a reward. That's what I thought Futures was doing, or not Futures, but farms. So I don't know why we couldn't do that. And just
I think if we did farms with a maybe BTC or ETH or BNB, really BNB would probably be the best one to do, because I think what I've heard SK say before is that killing farms was because it's more future proofing, so that if something changes online, now that farm is dead, right? So I think if it's something that if it's just one or two, maybe just BNB, if you just farm BNB, or maybe you can lock up your elephant or something in a farm, then you can start getting rewards that way. I think that would probably be the best thing if you had an elephant farm where you locked up every billion you locked up with X amount of Trunk, then maybe you get Trunk, or
lock up what? Lock up what with
elephant and Trunk?
Yeah,
elephant and Trunk, like it, because
okay,
yeah, because then then have maybe a time lock where it can't be just now I take it out, and even if it's a 7-day time lock, right? So if you have a time lock on it, then that way now it's more like, now we can actually see how much elephant is actually physically locked by the herd as well.
Yeah, no, all really good points. I think if he was to bring back farms, the only pair, if you want to call it a pair, that you could have would be BNB, because what he stated with the regulatory stuff is that Bitcoin Binance, BTCB, Ethereum, Binance, those are just proxy contracts. Those get updated all the time. And if he threw away the keys and 10 years later, BTCB goes to a version 2, well, your farms are defunct and he can't add anything new. So you wanted to avoid that. And if you're going to have farms, you don't want just one or two pairs on it. You actually want to mimic the other farms, which is to have like a bunch of the top 20s. So, I mean, I understand his reasoning for it. And yes, it was inflationary. But I think part of that too was because of the design of the farms. Remember, they had zero impermanent loss. Like they weren't actual pairs you created. You were just single staking two separate assets at, equivalent dollar value and just kind of putting it in and getting a random rate per trunk. But yeah, he probably could have coded something else. But I think for simplicity, it was just easier at the end of the day to make trunk token what it is with trumpet only.
I understand the whole idea and the process of getting rid of it, and I'm okay with it, But if I was in charge, I would maybe play around with it a little bit more.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, if you knew how to code what you were envisioning and you wanted to spend the time to make something like that, yeah, you could. He could have made it a traditional farm with impermanent loss too, but that just doesn't have the same ring to it as zero impermanent loss like the old one.
Now, what do you think about Trumpet?
I think Trunk and Trumpet are fantastic. I'm not going to push them because they don't feed Bertha, but for those in the know, like the hardcore, like that is a steal of a Moon Boy opportunity because, I mean, Trunk, I mean, we know if we focus on the Bertha feeding mechanisms and Bertha gets big and her dollar value buying on a daily basis, Trunk and burning it, and then the other half minting and burning Trumpet, that is such an immense value proposition for the future, especially when you consider the centralized exchanges, yada, yada. But long term, man, I mean, I don't know how soon it'd be there, but I'm just going to say conservatively 2 years from now, Trunk is going to be well past $1, well past $1. And I mean, can you imagine a $10 or $20 trunk? Like it's going to be crazy. And even what that feeds in as a billboard towards the ecosystem as a whole.
So you think it's going to be about $10-$20 in 2 or 3 years?
Don't quote me, but yeah, maybe. Who knows? It's not going to be fast. I know a lot of people want a Moon Boy on Trunk and stuff, but that is not going to be quick because the moment Trunk, let's just say right now it's 6 cents and it goes up to, I don't know, 32 cents. Yeah, there are over 100 million Trunk in supply. People are going to dump that down. And yeah, Bertha's going to buy and burn it. But man, you've got some years worth of sell pressure that you've got to withstand before Bertha can buy that up.
So
yeah, I mean, the good thing is that in less than a month, we've already burned 500,000, and I mean, we know Bertha's not even close.
She's not even big. Yeah, that's actually very impressive. Yeah.
Can BT? Can you talk to BT and tell him to put a burn bot mechanism on the chat so we can see every time? Because that would be pretty interesting.
I mean, it would be, but I think there's a time and place for it. You wouldn't want a burn bot on it now because what are you celebrating? Hey, yeah, Bertha spent more money. Oh, man, but she's not of size yet. We haven't supply shocked yet. Like, I think there is a time and a place, but it isn't now. I think a burn bot would be cool, but after we're like mega parabolic on Elephant and then we're burning the shit out of Trunk on a daily basis, that's when that would be cool.
Yeah, I guess you're right on that.
Yeah, you don't want to have any distractions away from the three pillars right now. And Trunk, unfortunately, is just a distraction. As bullish as it is for the people who do their research, Trunk is hella bullish, but it's not the focus right now.
So he keeps talking about putting it on the centralized exchange on a couple of them, but he hasn't named anything yet. Do you have any inside knowledge of what it could be, the first ones?
Yeah, I do, but I can't share. I've seen a couple names floated around. I know that he's got some of them in lock because you have to keep in mind too, BT gets reached out to by these centralized exchanges all of the time, and they always want Elephant token. He has to say no, 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 no. So he's got relationships with these people, and he's just going to offer Trunk up. So yeah, there's already like 2 in the bag, but I'm not at liberty to say.
Are the 2 that are in the bag? Are they
If we guess, will you
I will
say
have
no?
I will have
Wink,
no
wink.
comment. No comment. No wink, wink. There ain't that I'm about to get like yelled at
Can the
over.
little
Hell
guy?
No.
Can
Nope.
the little guy say yes or no?
Nope. I ain't saying, son.
Are they centralized exchanges or are they DeFi exchanges?
They're
Decentralized.
centralized.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll come in time. I think after V8 comes out, and then that just kind of works its way, and people see how the incentive works, and some of that FUD kind of dies off, then you're going to see a bigger push on centralized exchanges and Trunk.
Is it Bybit?
I'm not going to say anything, man. I already told you I ain't answering shit, son.
Is it
Yeah.
Kraken?
I ain't saying shit, son.
Okay. So
Uh,
legit question. How does he get the coins to the exchange? Does the exchange have to buy the coins off of the pancake swap?
That's
Or-
a really good question. I do not know. None of the talks have gone that deep, so I wouldn't know exactly how that would work. I would venture to guess. I mean, I don't know what it takes to put a coin on a centralized exchange, but it's probably some deal of some kind where they have an agreed upon amount that they buy, and then depending on the performance, they get the next batch at a discount. I mean, I don't even know.
Yeah.
is the
I was curious about
exchange Doink base?
I'm not saying nothing. Nice try, guys. You can't fool me.
Goldwyn, you got anything else? It's getting close to hour and 30 minutes. I know.
Oh my
SK.
god, that much time has flown by. Gosh. Wow. Yeah, man. Doing like interviews and AMAs while sipping on something is a different ball game. Wow, I should do this more.
Ah,
on
It's
my
a lot of
AMAs.
fun. I'll tell you what.
Wait, we're here every Monday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, 5:30 Pacific Standard Time, and whatever that universal time is. I don't know what it is, but it's like plus 6 hours or something.
Yeah, what part of California? In Northern California or Southern?
Northern.
Okay. By
Yeah.
San Francisco area? Or are you more in the mountains?
More or less. I'm some distance away from San Francisco. Yep.
Gotcha. I had
Yeah.
an
He's
aunt
where
who-
there's rocks that you can blow up
There are
And
rocks that you
and-
can blow up. There are mountain ranges. Yes.
and
Mountain
sell to concrete people.
Yes, exactly. But no, I mean, I don't think I have anything else. Stay tuned for that Scott the Investor AMA yesterday. That was a good vibe with him. But yeah, and I know you guys are live every Monday, as I find probably I'll be back in March. I'm not gonna lie. I think in 2 weeks' time, I'm actually traveling with my wife, and I'll be gone for like 3 weeks from making
Nice.
videos and whatnot. I'll probably still be on AMA tours, but I'll just do it from my phone. But when I get back from that, so end of February, that's when I'll kick back off on my videos and whatnot.
Awesome.
man.
Do you have any questions for us before we let you go?
Man, that's a good question. Do I have any questions for y'all? No, I mean, I would just give a comment to Goldwyn, like keep doing what you're doing in the Discord. BT, if you're listening, you need to knight this man. Dub this man the mod status because he is holding it down in Discord. That is for sure. So
He does a hell of a job in Discord.
Yeah.
Hey, SK, Kevin asked where you're going to on vacation.
Oh, I am going to be
Damn,
traveling. Huh? No,
said,
no,
damn, Rosie.
I'm going to be traveling to Singapore.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to be going
you
overseas.
Can you stop at the VOD headquarters and get mine and AG's XRP,
For
please?
real.
All right. I mean, I'll
Holding
try, but I don't know. No, but it's going to be a fun time. We're taking the baby out to see my wife's side of the family, and it's going to be pretty cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
one of these days
do y'all have kids? Do y'all have kids?
Yeah, I've got
Yep.
2.
Hey, all right.
Boys.
No, cool. Any advice for a 5-month-old?
Don't drop it.
So, do you got a story to tell about that?
Yeah, actually, one of our kids, and also don't let them stand in a cart. You know, the shopping
Oh
carts.
no.
Yeah, one of our
Uh,
kids flipped right out, landed on their head. Home Depot,
now he's a
straight to the
genius.
hospital. Straight to the hospital.
Damn, son. That's rough.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, just love him, man. That's all you gotta do.
No,
Yeah.
I
Be
hear
there.
you. Hold him as much as you can. Thank you, Mo. Will, it goes fast. Yeah, I can't even believe it's been 5 months, man. She's at the stage right now where she's like learning to crawl, but can't use her hands, can't support her upper body, so she's just like kicking everywhere, like I
She's
don't
like
even
doing
know,
the
like
work.
like a frog with no front legs. She's just like kicking and scooting everywhere. It's crazy.
yeah, it does
That's
go
all.
fast. I mean, that's actually how AG and I met. Both our two oldest sons, or his oldest and my youngest, played baseball, travel baseball together.
That's
Oh,
nice.
that's how y'all
So,
met. That's awesome. Yeah,
so
yeah.
funny story. My wife's a school teacher, and
Mm.
um, I live in a different city than Goldwyn does, but my wife works in that city where he lived at the time, and so his son and my son were in kindergarten together, and I got a picture of him in the background during the first day of school, like 3 years before we even met each other at the baseball field. It was pretty
Oh
cool.
wow. Yeah, that's awesome.
And they're both, well, they're both named Logan.
Mhm.
Oh,
My
what a
son's
So
coincidence.
yeah, so it was pretty crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Have you guys already started like a future elephant money wallet for your children?
Yes, I've got Logan, my son. He's got 2.5 billion elephant,
Nice.
and that's all his own
Slack.
money.
Mm.
You said
Yeah,
slacker?
I said
Listen,
slacker.
my
You
kid
know what
doesn't
gay
have
porn?
a job.
You know what gay porn does for you? It allows you to buy your kid 10 billion elephant.
Oh,
Alright, that's
he'll get there. Yeah, I haven't gotten
I
that
hope
far
not.
yet. Yeah, I'll probably land her a shitload of NFTs at some point and just let that be her wallet. So then it's just paying out elephant token in perpetuity. It's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a
That's
better investment than buying an elephant for your daughter?
No, no. So for me, honestly, like when I showed that graphic earlier, elephant and NFTs are my thing. Even though NFTs are such a hard sell, I see the value proposition because I was in on day one of elephant. I know what it was like to be like hemming and hawing, like this ain't doing nothing. I don't see a value in this. The NFTs are gonna pop off the same exact way. And when people realize, oh my gosh, that APR is climbing because Birth is just climbing in size and value, yet I missed my chance to buy it because now BNB coins 1,500 per coin, and I can't get it for 4 BNB anymore. Like that's $6,000 for one NFT in the next round. Like
Mhm.
it's that's the value proposition of the NFTs. You expect that at some point the NFT sales slow down, but Bertha's growth doesn't. That 1% APR doesn't. So the people that are current holders are going to be raking in the cash. Not only that, but their value is going to be doubling. It's like Cryptozoa in the chat earlier said, like NFTs is literally one of the best BNB plays that you can make right now. And people don't realize it until it's too late. So yeah, I think NFTs is second to Elephant Token in my personal opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
AM69. I don't know if you saw it earlier, but his goal is 150, and he's at 120 or 130.
Dang, that is awesome. Wow. Yeah, yeah. So he's got the same vision. That's one of the things it takes with the NFTs. You have to have the long-term vision for it. Right now, they don't make a lot of sense to a majority of the people. But that's the same thing I saw about the elephant token in the very beginning. You have to have the vision, the eye for the long term of it. Like crypto, like Patrick himself, right? Like what did he say? He's got more than 50 but less than 200 NFTs or whatever. Like that guy's got the eye. He knows that we're going into round 3 and 4. He knows it's going to double value and print an appreciating asset on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Patrick said that he buys what every week,
Two-
one every
yeah,
week,
Two every week.
two
Yeah.
every week. Yeah,
two
Yeah.
every week.
Yeah.
two
Oh,
every
two.
week. That's what he says.
Where's he getting his money? He lives in a hut. out in the middle of nowhere. What does he do for a living?
Medium. He's a member over there, and his articles pay him handsomely.
I know he doesn't have a power bill.
Yeah. Living costs for him are very cheap. Yeah,
he lives in a yurt.
and a yurt. Yep.
A yurt. Is that what it
Yep.
is?
Yeah, he was on our show, and then he's like, "I gotta go. My power's about to cut off."
Yeah.
It was a great-
He's
it was a
awesome,
great
man.
show.
Like, I've known him since the early days of Drip, and yeah, he's just a blessing. I love his spirit, everything about that guy. So I'm just happy that he's in the Elephant Money camp, because I got nothing but good things to say about Patrick, man. He's so dope.
Yeah, he was definitely a fun. He was a fun show.
Yeah, we'll have to get you and him on the show together.
Yeah,
We need to have like a really like power drink, like power hour drinking, because
play an Elephant Money game on live
I'm
and just
telling
be
you.
all right, take a shot. You lost this little
That's right.
round.
What we'll do is when we finally get NFTs from our YouTube channel, we'll give them to the herd and we'll play some kind of weird drinking game or something and figure out the winner.
Yeah,
I like it.
that'd be super fun, man. Yeah, those NFTs are going to start popping out to everybody at some point, and it's going to be cool, man. You guys, just mark my words. Those NFTs are going to become invaluable, and you're going to relish on this time that you guys had to get them for free or cheap, because it's not going to be this way forever.
Well, I think the biggest thing is it's the way they were designed is so smart, right? Because it's going to be a natural ebb and flow, right? So as Bertha is lower, it's going to be harder to sell, but as she increases, well, it's natural, right? The sales are going to increase, but then we're going to flip to the next level, right? So now the price doubled. So now instinctively they're going to slow down again, which is going to allow that APR to build back up again. It's so smart. It's just so smart.
Yeah, it's genius, honestly. Like, every time BT gets an opportunity to, I don't know, update something or come out with something new, it's always revolutionary. Like, even think about the farms when they existed. That was revolutionary. Think about it, guys. Like, in no impermanent loss, you position in cheap, and like it could have been paying out droves had it stuck around. But yeah, the NFTs are just very innovative. Like, a staking contract like that has never been done before, and tying it to Bertha and having 100% of the value by token for Bertha, like, it's ingenious, and it's going to sell itself one day.
Yeah, but
How many
Nathan,
more?
just
Go ahead.
Nathan, I've been watching the marketplace, and there have been a lot of colors recently that I've never seen. So if you keep your eye on the marketplace, you'll be able to pick up those unique colors for sure.
1000%. Actually, I was going through my bag. Let me see if I still have my save note here. But I have, of the colors that exist, right? And say a color is like wild strawberry. There's obviously different hues of that wild strawberry, but the color is still wild strawberry. But I am missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. If I get 14 more colors, which I'm looking for on that marketplace, I will have the full set, according to Tusker's thing.
What colors are you missing?
Well, yeah, if anyone wants to over the counter sell me, I'm looking for sky blue, orchid, screaming green, wisteria, wild strawberry. That's why I said that. Hot magenta, yellow,
Hot magenta
orange.
was on.
Oh,
Hot magenta was it was on the marketplace. It was one I hadn't seen. I saw it.
Oh
the other
man,
day.
yeah, I need to get that. And then the last half of the list is neon carrot, antique brass, a tan, beaver, whatever the hell that is, silver, and red orange. Those are the colors
Nice.
I'm missing. I made a little Telegram note and I saved it because
Nice.
I'm looking out for those.
Yeah, I saw at least 5 of those on the marketplace.
What are you willing to
my
pay
gosh.
for those colors?
10
One-
B&B a pop. No, I'm kidding. No,
1.8 B&B.
1.8 B&B while we're in this round. Yeah, hey, what? Someone tell me in the chat, what is beaver? What color is beaver? For the love of God.
Well, it depends. I mean, they can be red, they can be blonde, they can be brunette. I mean, they could be hardwood floors. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm just
I don't know
saying.
how Tusker Systems came up with that color palette, but someone tell me what a beaver is. Jeez, BT, DM me. What is a beaver?
I mean, they're all pink on
Probably
the
some.
inside, so it's okay.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but either way. But no, guys, that's all I got. It was actually really fun. I appreciate you having me for one, and then I look forward to doing this more often. Starting in March, I'll pop in every so often. Probably just surprise you. I'll just DM AG or Goldwyn, be like, "Yo, shoot me that link. I'm popping in to crash your party."
Yeah,
Nice.
I know you're going to Singapore, but I think they have internet there, so you could, jump on it.
Yeah, they do. I guess it just depends on how thick the FUD is and how much time I want to waste batting it down like I always do.
Yeah.
Hey,
We
that
do.
FUD
Yeah,
channel's been fun. I ain't gonna lie, man. I know the FUDders don't even watch this show, but like, bro, like some of the brainless statements I see in there, and I just hit them with a fact and figure, and I shut that shit right the down. That is so fun to me. That is so fun to me. I don't know about you, Goldwyn, but like, I love shutting a hater up.
Oh man, I try to go in there and I let them say their piece until that's and until it's just like blatant. Like I'm like, no, just shut the f up, right? Like, not even true. Like FUD is FUD. Like have your way, but don't be slandering people. Don't be saying blatant lies. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Yeah,
I
it
don't have
is.
a Discord, and
You should get one. What are you
See, that's
doing?
Goldwyn. He'll call me up and say, "Bro, you won't believe what's been happening today on the FUD channel." And then he's like, "You should get Discord." I'm like, "No, you just made it sound horrible. Why would I download?" He can
Well,
stick.
fun fact, honestly, you should get a Discord and just read the FUD channel and just pay attention to any FUD that even happens in the Telegram. But honestly, those are the burning questions. Like some of it is fabricated as it might be, some of it is legit. And if anything, as a content creator, it just fuels what your topics will be. So you can answer the burning questions and really shoot that shit down. So
Well,
FUD to me is just a natural part of the process.
yeah, that's why we're a good team. We have yin and yang. He's the good cop, I'm the bad cop. I'll ask the questions that people don't want to ask that are influencers, even though if I don't believe it or not, like
Yeah.
like the number one Trilly bag was BT. I'll say that, but
Yeah.
I don't believe it. But I'll do it for to get people riled up and conversation.
No, it's good, man. It's a good conversation piece, and I like the good cop, bad cop analogy. Like it fits, man. It's good content.
Yeah, we brought Zach from DeFi Springs on. He's part of the show now, so he is like the almighty good guy that's knows
He
his
is def-
stuff about that.
he
Then you
he is
got
definitely the
me,
good guy.
yeah. Then you got me on the far end where I'm just like, listen, I'm just an investor. Tell me what I need to know. Let me ask
Yeah.
these weird questions. And I got Goldwyn, who's right in the middle of everybody. That's sees both sides to everything. So
Yeah, it's a good dynamic, man. It honestly makes for a great show. I think you guys are fantastic to have in the volunteer army, and yeah, everything that you guys are doing is going to pay off in droves in these future years, guys. So we're going to be hanging out at these Elephant Money conventions. We'll be sipping on our little mixed drinks and beer, whatever, together. It's going to be a really cool time, man. Like this is just the beginning. We are so early.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. Dude, I want to meet. I want to have like all the influencers that are in the herd all meet up, and we all videotape it, and we're all throwing shots back at the bar. I don't know what kind of music BT's planning on having at this music festival. Is it going to be country? I don't know. What are we having? Rap music or I don't. What does he like? I don't know what he likes.
He definitely likes hip hop, so it's gonna be a blend of everything. He's eclectic, man. He posts those songs that he likes to listen to in the main chat, so he listens to everything, man. He's just like any smart person would.
Perfect. That's what I like. I listen to everything. So I want more details about that. I want to get the community excited about something, and right now, I feel like it's just a little dull. And I don't mind treading sideways for months at a time. Accumulation, but let's get some happy vibes and get excited about something. And the music festival, I think, will be something to look forward to.
Yeah,
Or
no,
throw
I
out some
agree.
rumors. You know?
I mean, I'm happy when things are dull too. Like, you'll see in these AMAs, like I'm so excited for the future of Elephant Money. Like there's not a dull moment for me. Like, yeah, sales might be lagging or whatever, but we've been there, done that. How much did sales lag after the exploit last year? And how many months of FUD did we deal with? Like all of this stuff we're looking at right now is child's play to me. And it's just going to be inevitable before that it turns around and things are going to be excited again. All the fuddy-duddy's going to disappear again. Like it's cyclical, and we'll be right back on top. No doubt about it.
Before
100%.
we go, I was going to ask you about coin market cap. What's going on back there? I saw a tweet a week or so ago saying that they were going to look into it and fix our circulating supply.
Yeah, I don't have any inner details on that. I know that Mike Dre's working on it. There's been some team members that have had some good back and forth with CoinMarketCap, and I think BT's really close to locking that down. But at the end of the day, the gatekeepers are going to do what they do, and we may never see that for a year or two. But doesn't mean he's not going to stop trying.
If they want aid, then we should give some of that marketing fund, because I think we will explode with new investors if they're just looking and we're magically in the top 100 or top 200. I don't know.
Yeah,
Is
I agree.
Binance one of the centralized exchanges?
I ain't saying shit.
It's not. It can't be. I don't know.
It can't be. No, I'll tell you that right now. That's way too big. No.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. You might come out of left field and be like, "Hey, I'm part of a BNB Martian team. I got some connections. Binance listing." Like, I mean, that'd be great.
That would be great.
No.
We gotta have volume for that.
Yeah.
A lot of volume.
Yeah. I would stay tuned. I think a lot of cool things are going to be happening over the next several months, and yeah, a lot to look forward to.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
All right, man.
Well,
I'll let
we
you go.
appreciate your time, SK.
Yeah, no, it's been fun.
I appreciate you gave us 40 more minutes than you said you were going to give us.
Yeah, I know. And in the meantime, I don't know if while my mic was hot, y'all could hear a screaming baby in the other room. But yeah, my wife's probably having a headache right now, so I'm gonna go help her out.
Oh, man. Well,
Peace,
man,
man.
I
Appreciate
really
you.
enjoyed on the show. So
Yeah, no, it's awesome, guys. Just keep doing what y'all does, man, and it's all gonna pay off. There's a lot to be excited about, especially with the bull run. And even though BNB is gonna pump and give us some short-term relief, we know our mission, and it's not to change the tokenomics. It's just to drain the LPs. Very simple and very easy to do. We just got to stay consistent.
all right.
Drain
All right,
LPs and hodl.
Yep,
Okay.
exactly.
Hodl.
Hodl.
Hodl. I say hodl.
It's
Hodl.
hodl.
It's hodl.
Hodl. Hodl.
It's hodl.
Go.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much.
All
It was a pleasure. Y'all have a
Peace
good
out.
one.
Elephant
See ya.
herd. Each one teach one.
Yeah,
Later.
yeah. Peace out.